Yeah, Jarna, I wasn't commentating today, but I'm one of the commentators usually. I can't decide if I'm going to keep stream chat up. I think it lowers my frame rate a little bit, but I don't know if you guys can see that, so maybe I'll try to keep it up. Oh yeah, I should get some music, I guess. Yeah, just looking for people to kill. This is going to be a total disaster, I'm sure, since there'll probably be hundreds of people here in a second, because CCP is going to like tweet it or something, and I'm sure I'll get like blobs of people chasing me before long. But I'm already in low sec, and I'm just solo roaming in a talos, heading to 0-0 to see if I can kill anything. But partly just to hang out, so the people who are watching the tournament can keep chatting about the tournament and maybe chat with me about the tournament or whatever. But yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a race to blob me by people who can see the stream, so that's fine though. Hopefully that won't be too disappointing for anyone watching. And if you want to join in-game, so I have a podcast. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it, but if you're not, there's an in-game channel called Bringing Solo Back, and it's just bringing space solo back. You can talk to me in there. Bringing space solo space back. And I put my camera over my destination and system, but for a clever man, I don't think that will matter very much. So 50 mil to the person who gets the kill mil. I think you could probably get more than that. I don't know. I don't think it'll take long. Although I'm already in low sec, which helps. I think people will actually have a hard time catching up to me. My main fear is that people where I'm going will find out about the stream and set up a big camp for me, so. Yeah, Plight, I did notice that. Are you saying it to me for a specific reason? Did I miss something yesterday? Yeah, Jarna, this channel is open all the time. The idea is it's a place for people to talk about solo and small-scale PvP, since that's kind of what I'm always trying to promote, and it's a kind of a, I don't know, difficult part of the game, so we're trying to build community around it so that people feel more enthusiastic. I'm going to 0-0, but I'm going to not say exactly where for my own protection. I actually am in low sec right now too. I could totally get a fight here. I'm not being very careful, so I could also just jump into a camp and die, but I'm certainly vulnerable to PvP where I'm at now. I actually looked at Delve on the map. I thought people would appreciate if I went there, but it looks a little bit busy for me by myself. Just like hundreds of people in every system. Yeah, I'll actually show you, in case, I don't know, in case some of you aren't familiar with the game or aren't familiar with PvPing by yourself. I use the map a lot, and I don't know, you'll figure out where I'm going from this, but this is the route I set. But I believe this is Delve down here, right? There's no names on the map for some reason, but yeah, but you can see like this is active. These like balls of red represent active pilots in space, and you can see most of space is pretty tame. Like this is all 0-0 out here where people live. It's pretty quiet, but Delve right now has like hundreds of people in several different systems, so if I went down there I would probably not last very long. So I'm going somewhere a little quieter. I'm not really friends with goons, no. I'm not really friends with anybody. Swirly is what, an add-on the map? the map is built into the game, and it's really cool. It has a lot of details. These are all statistics you can sort the map by. So this is pods destroyed in the last 24 hours. This is ships destroyed in the last 24 hours. Number of stations in system. You can look at security status. You can sort it really simply by things like region. But most useful one for me is average pilots in space. This kind of shows where people are busy, and you can kind of see in the middle of the map, you're looking at high sec where people are running missions and kind of doing general safe things, I guess. And then as you get outside, it's 0-0 player-owned space, and there's more pockets of busy activity where there's conflicts or where big alliances live. But this system has a lot of people in it. I hope I don't warp into a camp. Oh, looks like I'm right. I'll use the scanner more often when I'm in a place where I actually want to fight people. I've actually also started using the scanner less and less. Here's a pirate, if you're new to Eve. Oh, he's warping with me. So yeah, just fair warning, I really doubt anything too spectacular. I'm really skeptical about successful solo PvP when 200 people know exactly where you are. But we'll see. So there's this Firetail. This is like, I don't know, for newer people, he's a pirate, but he's in a really small ship. And so by the time... Oh, here, hold on, here's some people. It's interesting, 40k off the gate in a hurricane, not a pirate. So the Firetail, even though he's a pirate and I can shoot him on sight, he's really fast and small, so I really can't force him to stay and fight me since I'm in a bigger ship. By the time I lock him, he'll already be warped off. So I just don't really pay attention to him. I actually have thought about, I think streaming would be a good way to bait pretty big fights. You could have a couple people trailing behind you, wait till you get ganked, and then bring in your fleet. But you'd have to have people who cared about watching your stream first, which is not actually very easy. So I'm almost to 0-0 now. You guys can't see my destination, but I have like 2 jumps till 0-0. Talos is pretty fast, but it's not... If I jump into a really big camp, my chances aren't great. You guys enjoying the tournament? Hopefully, Mud, hopefully there will be a podcast. Since I was working on the tournament all weekend, I wasn't part of it, but Kovrix is supposedly recording one without me, and I think he's going to get some other people, and they're going to do another like fight roundtable where they just do analysis on small scale fights. But I haven't heard from him yet this weekend, so I'm not sure how he's doing on that. So nobody, this is the 0-0 entry. No one here. And my route is actually probably going to be pretty quiet for a little while at least. never mind that. Immediately warp into a bubble with an Ishtar. Ooh, Ishtar fights me. It's a little unexpected. It'd be pretty weird for Ishtar to be solo camping this gate, so when I jumped into him, I didn't expect him to actually shoot me back. I thought he'd just run away. So you can see Talos is pretty fast. He's going 1700, and with heat I can go like over 2k. Boom. Alright. I got a kill before I got blobbed. That's pretty good. Sorry for no live commentary. I was actually like super nervous during that fight for some reason. First time with 200 live viewers. I don't know why that's more intimidating than like 3,000 YouTube viewers, but it is for some reason. So I'm actually gonna pop back into low sec and rep up. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of a weird spot. Like, I bet the Ishtar was traveling through. I doubt he was camping that bubble by himself. He might have been, but that's why initially I wasn't super worried about getting away from him. Usually what the Talos wants to do is be like at least 20k away from stuff, and that way you don't get tackled, because I really don't have very much tank, but I do a lot of damage. But I was actually close enough for him to tackle me, and he's actually trying to do the same thing. He's trying to kite, use drones to do damage instead of turrets. So we're kind of, neither of us can really hard tackle the other one and slow each other down. So then it becomes a matter of not messing up and letting him get outside of scram range, while I just DPS as hard as I can. So I'm gonna go find a station and rep a bit. Yeah, sorry if my camera, like, I don't know, my camera autofocuses. It's garbage. CCP sent it to me. You can blame them. It'll, I don't know, hopefully it'll fix. Let me see if I can get it to stop autofocusing. No, it won't let me mess with it while it's being used, so I just have to deal with it, I guess, for now. Whole bunch of ships on scan here is not ideal. The one idea I like about the stream is you guys can give me intel, like if I forget how many people were in a system that I flew through a couple jumps away. I'm sure somebody on the stream will remember. Yeah, the tier 3 BCs are awesome. I think they're, ooh, look at me drifting here. It's pretty good. They're all really sweet. They're all even, well, everyone, I've had a hard time figuring out how to solo in an Oracle, but generally they're really fun to solo in. They're like very self-sufficient, and people constantly make mistakes against them and underestimate them, which is really nice. And we're all wrapped up. I guess I'll put my loot. Does that work? I guess not. Yeah, so the fit is really standard. I mean, most for like, God, I don't know why I'm like, I feel like nervous. Why am I nervous? It's so embarrassing. The fit for most of the tier 3 BCs is really similar for soloing. I guess Naga and Oracle are a little weirder, but for Talos, kind of the standard thing is 8 neutrons. Yeah, but like for the tournament, there's 10,000 people watching, and I don't care. And for my like YouTube viewers and my podcast, there's more than 1,000, and I don't care. It's weird. It's somehow the live response, I think. It's like I'm gonna get punished if I do something stupid immediately, rather than like in the future. Anyway, so for the fit for the Talos, basically it's always 2 shield extenders, long point, neutrons in the highs, and then 2 mag stab, 2 tracking enhancer, and a damage control. You can fiddle with that a little bit, but that's pretty standard. And that's pretty similar to the common tornado fit, which just gets an extra mid, and it basically trades a low for a mid. So instead of the damage control, you get an invuln, but otherwise it's the same. I haven't tried it with an ASB yet. I've heard that it's not great to do on the tier 3 BCs. My podcast co-host guy, Kovrix, loves the ASBs, and he's been trying to put them on everything, and he said the tier 3 BCs were one of the worst things for it, which I don't actually know why. That was what I thought of right away too, is to put it on a Talos, but I don't think it works that well. So notice, so now I'm back in the entry system where oh, that's interesting. That's not interesting. So this is the entry system where I fought the Ishtar, and now there's 5 people in here, including this Oracle and Comet. They're going to jump out. I could warp back to the other side and land in that bubble, but I probably shouldn't do that, so I'm going to warp to this belt near the gate so that I can scan the gate and see what's there. Someone on my channel is asking about Astarte for solo PvP, and command ships in general, Slipner fits as well, so does Absolution, sort of. They're really strong, they're like really good ships, but they're not as much better as people expect them to be, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's like 50% better than a battlecruiser, or less, maybe 30% better than a battlecruiser, but people they treat it like it's 2 or 3 times better, and so it's much harder to get fights. So I've always wanted to use them because they're really good, but the quality of fights you get goes down a lot because people want to blob you because you're in something expensive, and they're more scared of you. So this gate just had a couple cruisers on it as well, so I'm going to warp there. Yeah, and then the other drawback is the price. They're way more expensive, which for some people isn't an issue at all, and if that's the case, then that's fine. But yeah, so that's like my favorite question. What should you fly if you want high quality fights? And I think the best thing you can do is fly stuff that people think is garbage, like Feroxes and Cyclones and Brutixes, and even things like MOAs or Vexers. Anything people are gonna not expect too much out of that can actually do pretty well. A lot of time they'll only be 5 or 10% worse than the ship people really respect. So like with cruisers, if people really respect Ruptures, you can fly a MOA and it'll only be like 10% worse than a Rupture, but people will treat it like it's a mining ship, and you'll get way better fights that way. Smacking people I kill seems bad since I'm gonna die before long and then I will get smacked back. Yeah, Ferox is great. I probably wouldn't fly an ASB laser MOA, but I don't think it would be a bad idea to do that. So I'm probably going to be going through a couple empty jumps now on my way like deeper towards station systems, but that's fine. Yeah, Ferox is pretty straightforward to fit for, I mean, you can either do active, well, it's not straightforward now, I guess, because ASBs changed it, but you can do an XL ASB one, you can do a large ASB one. I used to do a large, normal, shield boosted one. I think the key really is make sure you have 3 damage mods in the lows, so like triple mag stab with blasters or triple gyro with autocannons. And then you can also do a full passive tank. You can put X large boosters. I'll make it so you can see my passive mods so that you guys can see what I got. This is an interesting spot for a talos. Solo Dramiel on a gate. Dramiel can actually kill me. So if I burn away from the gate and get caught by him, I might just die. So what I'm actually going to do is burn towards the gate and see what he does, and then I can warp from the gate without having to worry about getting tackled, since I can just jump out if he tackles me. And then if he heads away from the gate, I can decide if I want to try to fight him or something. He warped off and I got an extra person in local. Makes me a little nervous. I'm going to jump back this gate and hang out for a second and see what comes through. One of the most dangerous things for the tier 3 VCs is frags, because once they get in orbit, there's not a lot you can do. I have a set of jam drones which I could use to like shake him maybe and warp, but I don't have a lot of options for killing him. Talos tracks really well, so if I can get a frig like away from me, like if it's chasing me and I have a good couple volleys, I can kill one, but that like 15k where I was right there isn't nearly enough distance, and he'll just end up orbiting me. Ducats, actually I shouldn't talk about PvE too much. I know rats and belts, the bounties range between like 200k for cruisers and stuff up to like a little over a mil, but if you're serious about PvE, you might be doing exploration or doing anomalies, which have totally different payouts, and I don't really know how any of that works. So nothing came through my gate. I'm going to go back through. Thanks, CCP bro. I got a couple more extra locals here now since I left last time. I would be a little bit more, I would be a little less careful about these people, but the Dramiel sort of makes me nervous. Like if I warp into a bubble on the other side of the system, I might just die. And I can't figure out where this other gate is. There it is. So I'll warp to the planet. I probably will die before I make it to the top, and I didn't set up a second ship, so if I die I can't just undock right away again and go roam. Maybe I will though, or maybe I can get someone to set me up a ship. If anyone wants to contract me a fit ship in Jita to PvP in after this, if I die, be good. Gotta shut my window. I'm screaming about spaceships a little too loud and the neighbors might worry about me. What is my favorite kill board? My kill board? Yeah, so bubbles, there's a couple different types of bubbles. There's bubbles that are very temporary that get launched by interdictors. The small kinds of interdictors like sabers, and then there's heavy interdictors which drop bubbles as long as the mod is active that are centered on the ship. And then there's actual anchored bubbles which get placed by players and they take a little bit of time to anchor and then they sit there until someone blows them up. And it's really cool. It acts like kind of terrain in 0-0. It gives you ways to trap people. And alright, I found these people. They're in frigates. Merlins, best ship of Alliance Tournament 10. And they're sitting at a wreck. So what I'm going to do is bookmark the wreck. I think they all just warped to this planet. Oh, they all took off. Huh. I was going to warp to the planet and warp back to the wreck at range, but they've all left, so I guess I'll just keep moving. I'm in Club Bear. That's the corp I'm in. It's my corp. It's a corp I've like always been in, and we were in Hydra for a little while, but being associated with Hydra turns out to be bad for public relations, so and we weren't really flying with them very much actually, so now we're just back on our own. There wasn't drama between us and Hydra at all, but Hydra seems to always be involved in drama with the rest of the community, so I think I joined RVB for like a couple days actually. I was curious about it, but it doesn't really fit for me. That the kind of structured PvP like that takes away a lot of the elements that I really like about EVE. It kind of makes it more like Battlegrounds and less like this scary hunt where you never know what's going to happen and each fight is different. Even though it was really cool to get kind of fights on demand like that, I think it's a really, RVB seems like a really good way for people to transition to PvPing by themselves, or PvPing on a small scale at least. And it seems like a really good way for people to get comfortable losing ships. One of the most important things to being able to enjoy EVE is be comfortable with losing stuff, and a lot of people aren't, and RVB I think deals with that really quickly. Yeah, I'm from the West Coast. I'm from Portland. CCP bro, not doing your job, come on. Keep me on the front page. It's gotta be confusing for random stream people to all of a sudden see EVE Online at like anywhere on a stream site. No, I really appreciate it, dude. You're awesome for helping me out. I actually think EVE is a really, like, it could be a really cool game to watch. There's kind of a lot of obstacles because information's so important, so streaming is like kind of a pain because you give away so much information, but it's a great game to watch because people play it so differently and there's so many different things that can happen, and a lot of time it's hard to play the game in the way someone else can, so I don't know, it seems like a really, really good game for people to be streaming. It's just, I think, hard for anybody to want to because of the information you give away. Slicer cross-jumped me on that gate. It's another ship I don't really want to fight. Someone's asking what my range is like with null, so I'll show you. So my fall-off is 28k, and optimal is 15k. So that means I'm doing 100% damage to anything within 16.5k, and then 16.5 plus 28.5, whatever that is, I go down to half damage. So it's a lot of range. Really, anywhere under 40k, I'm doing really good damage. Yeah, overview is an interesting topic. I like really minimal overviews. Like, it actually really bugs me to have the star on the overview, which is the only thing I have right now. Generally, I think the less you have on the overview, the better. So really, you just want, at least for PvPing, you want only things that you're interested in shooting at. Basically, you want. That was interesting. Cloaky Loki just showed up on the gate. So I just have ships for the most part. Like, that's really all that's on the overview is enemy ships, because that way when it can be really overwhelming when you get in a fight, and so the less you have there, the easier it is to make sense of that information. When you have a bunch of celestials and stations and stuff, it gets even more difficult to sort out what you're actually looking for. Like, if you want to glance over and see how fast something's going or how far it is from you, it's harder to do that with more crap on your overview. Yeah, the way fall off works is it's optimal. Optimal is 100% damage. Optimal plus fall off is 50% damage, and optimal plus fall off times 2 is 0 damage roughly. You have a chance to hit outside that, but it's very low, and that's without any tracking involved. So if the two ships are sitting still at optimal plus fall off, you do about half DPS. But the graph isn't totally linear. If you look at, like, if you get EFT or PyFire, some other fitting program, and do graphs with fall off, the graph is not flat. It's like it kind of like goes down steeply around half. So you're doing close to full damage anywhere under optimal plus fall off, or closer to full than closer to half. Jarna, are you a EVE player now, or thinking of being one? Or I see CCP bro has taken an interest in you. It's funny actually for me to cite EFT graphs as a source of information, because I really don't EFT very much at all. Most of the time, if there's a ship I want to fly and I don't have some particular idea for it in mind, I just steal fits from other good PvPers and spend more time in space. I think EFT tends to be a little overvalued, and actually flying your ship tends to be a little undervalued in terms of like how effective you can be. I think on-field decision making is really important, or at least it's more fun for me to work on than EFTing. Yeah, Fuzzy, I actually don't have very many super expensive losses. I've always been kind of a low budget PvPer, but I did get a rattlesnake donated to me a while back, and I lost that pretty promptly, and I even put some faction stuff on it, so it was probably pushing 1 bill. No, I don't only fly Glant, I fly everything. I originally mostly flew a Mar, and then I've kind of always liked flying whatever people think is the most underpowered. So when people were flying Galent, I was flying a Mar a lot, and then I mean, I've flown a lot of Minmatar and a lot of Galent, and then I wanted to fly Kaldari as much as I could, since people seem to think you couldn't PvP in Kaldari ships for quite a while. So I flew a lot of Ferox and some Moa and a lot of Hamdrake. Kind of flown everything. So I'm getting close to the part of this region that starts to get busy again. It's been pretty slow while I've been moving up, but you can see down here there's a lot of activity. Each of these systems has like 5 or 6 people, which it's actually kind of creepy to me how evenly it's spread. This could mean there's a big gang flying around that's making each of these system averages show a really similar amount of people. Like if there was a gang of 20 that was roaming in this area, it might look like this. So I hope that's not the case, but either way, I'll run into somebody here before too long. I'm not going to click on my wallet. I don't want you guys to see how much money I have. It's a secret. I know it annoys me too. I'll probably end up clicking it without thinking about it because it bugs me, but gotta keep it a secret. I can't just hover over it quickly. I gotta click it to get it to stop blinking. Yeah, drinking from a mason jar is where it's at. I'm from Oregon. We don't use like disposable stuff. You gotta reuse things over and over. No, usually I don't have any implants. I've started adding a couple little ones. Sometimes a hyperlink to get my velocity up, and I used to occasionally grab a fitting implant, like a CPU implant, or there was a cheap hybrid, medium hybrid turret damage implant that I would get, but I never spend more than like 15 or 20 mil on implants, and I never have learning implants in. I just don't want to spend the money, and I get potted like every day. Really? Oh my god. That's the other good thing about streaming, I learn stuff. It is a give and take relationship. I like that. I don't know if it's fair. Teach me how to get my wallet to stop blinking faster, and then in return I have to give up like hundreds of million ships getting blobbed. By the way, if this seems slow-paced, I mean, a lot of people think that solo roaming's like impossible and that you never find anybody to fight, but actually, I've like deliberately gone somewhere that's pretty far away from what's busy so that I'm a little less likely to get blobbed because of the stream. And also, I don't mind covering an extra 10 jumps or something to just get some distance between myself and people that are used to PvPing every single day or every time they undock. So you can get, like, I could get fights much, much faster than this if I wanted. But this is just a little less likely to result in like jumping into 20 people. Drones are... This is actually one of the ships I feel most undecided about what drones to use. I think generally I like damage drones in almost everything better than anything else. But this ship specifically, I kind of like light jam drones because there's a lot of situations where I'm just not going to have a way to escape. If I get tackled by a Merlin in the middle of nowhere, I just can't do anything about it. And light drones won't kill a Merlin fast enough, light damage drones. So, but ECM drones will let me burn away or warp. So I don't mind ECM drones in this ship. And so much, like, none of my damage comes from drones really anyway, or not much of it. But in almost everything else, like in normal battle cruisers, I always just use damage drones. Hide this. You got it. Hidden. It takes me very little time to... Yeah, I know, my keyboard's awesome. It's a mechanical Razer keyboard. It's like the loudest imaginable keyboard, but it's really fun to type on. It takes me no time to recoup this inevitable loss. I have a sponsorship through Summerblink, which is an EVE lottery site you should definitely check out. That they take really good care of me, and we talk about them for a while on my podcast. So ships, since picking up that sponsorship, ships haven't really been an issue for me. if I was still poor and didn't have that sponsorship, I would probably not be flying the ship very often, and instead I'd just fly something cheaper. It's really pretty easy to sustain like destroyer losses, cruiser losses, some battle cruiser losses, you know, flying cyclones or whatever is really pretty sustainable, even if you're doing something simple like ratting. And if you're doing something like market trading, you can easily recuperate from losses even in ships like this are more expensive. But yeah, or you can just buy Plex, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of options to get ISK really fast. Incursions or wormholes, or I have a couple friends that have pretty passive industrial setups going on where they just manufacture battleships or freighters or whatever, and they don't have to manage it too much, and they have enough ISK to pretty much fly whatever they want. Jarna's asking like about Plex and buying ISK. I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me at all. I do sort of feel like it's weird. It's sort of, I don't know, it changes the game a lot, I guess, to have people not have to actually I don't know, not have to work. But I don't know, it's fine, I think. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's very hard to use Plex to buy success. You can use it to buy things, but that only gets you so far. And someone else is doing the work you would have had to do to produce the ISK, so I don't know, it doesn't bother me. So now there's some people here. Not very many though. Once I get to systems busy enough, I'll start stopping like at stations and seeing if I can get anybody interested in undocking to fight me, but for now I'm just gonna fly through. I'd rather kind of catch attention of a couple systems before I stop somewhere, because here I think the chances of getting anybody to actually fight me are really low. Yeah, there's now like jump, like you can warp and jump at the same time button. Someone's asking why I don't use it, and it's because it can be disastrous if you get in a habit of doing that and then you do it but find out you don't want to. And a lot of time you never know, like what if you hit jump on landing at the gate and then someone jumps into your system while you're in warp, or 3 people jump into your system while you're in warp. That could be really annoying. So, and it's not too much work to push the button one extra time. $70 people here. Quite a few. A lot of people would probably be pretty scared about that, and like maybe I should be, but this feels like Care Bear space to me. Like I'd be surprised if this was a roaming gang or something, so I'm not super worried about it. I mean, I'll probably die, but I'm kind of okay with it. Hopefully a lot of these people, since there's only like 5 active on the map, it's likely that a lot of these people are just docked and AFK. So it might actually act like a system with only 20 people active. Harbinger just showed up on my gate though. Would have been nice if I didn't warp before that showed up. Tornado on scan now. So I warped to this belt. It's kind of a dual purpose. It puts me close to the station so I can see what's at the station, and potentially snags, like there was a Drake on scan, he could have been in this belt. And also gives somewhere for people to follow me to. Like this Harb that was on the gate I was on has now warped back towards this direction, since well, he could just be still on that gate since I pointed towards that gate. Doesn't look like it though. I bet he warped to the station, so I could, man, there's some big rats in this belt, which is actually bad. You can see people in local talking about ratting. I should probably keep checking belts. I bet some of these belts over here would have people in them. I'm gonna go check some belts. There's so many people in local here that they won't have noticed necessarily that I came in. I really don't descan enough. It's kind of nice with the talos. I don't know, I mean, I can say all this stuff and then I'll die and then I'll get a lot of I told you so, but as long as I don't warp somewhere stupid, the talos doesn't care as much about what's nearby as much as it just cares what's on grid. So I can just kind of warp around like an idiot, and once I end up on grid with something, I can try to make the best of that, whatever it happens to be. Viator Tornado on scan towards that belt. Could be a pos, but I'll warp over there. Is this test space? Oh, I didn't even notice. Maybe I'll find and kill Michael Bolton. These people are still talking about like PvE strategy in local, so maybe they still haven't noticed I'm here. Alright, I'm bored of checking belts, so I'm gonna warp to the station. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out where I'm at just by looking at list star or my warp 2s or whatever. But you don't know where my destination is set, I guess. Yeah, there's some people. So they're all sitting... I should have come here right before the test match and shot test... Oh shit, I gotta go. Rifter coming. Oh, never mind, Rifter not coming. Killed a Merlin. Killed an Incursus. Oh, Ishkur showed up very close to me. It's bad. So it's hard. Oh, he docked. That's good. One of those ships down there is a Sino ship. Probably the Thrasher, I guess. Yeah, Thrasher's the Sino ship, so I'm going to try and kill that. Trying to do kind of a flyby here. I don't want to get close enough to get webbed, but I need to get a little closer to put enough damage on. Ishkur just undocked again. Pretty close now to some of these guys, and something's repping the Alright, I'm gonna stop talking for a sec. This hurricane's probably gonna kill me. So I scared the hurricane off, but there's a rifter coming now, which is more threatening, so I'm gonna worry about him for the moment. Okay, killed the rifter. Ishker docked again. Drake aggro. Drake's actually a really big problem for me. Because it can hit me like no matter where I'm at. I might have been able to one volley that Nemesis, but I'm going to warp back to this outgate for a second and get off the station since there's a lot more stuff undocking. Sorry, I wasn't watching chat during that. So I warped to the gate at 50, hoping something will follow me to the gate, but once it lands, it'll come out to try to tackle me, and then I'll have a good opportunity to kill it. Zastra is making fun of me because my voice changes when I PvP. Nothing followed me so far. It's kind of weird. Oh yeah, sorry for the Skype. I'm sure that's super annoying. Okay, Vexer warped to the gate now. It'd be nice if I was a little closer to sort of bait the Vexer. Oh, he jumped. I think I'm actually going to go down and jump with him. This system is so busy that I'm not necessarily excited to be here. Maelstrom Vexer on scan. So we know the Vexer came in from the other system, but he's probably not too interested in me. But the Maelstrom might be ratting. Might also just be someone traveling or sitting at an undock. But I'll scan around for a bit while I wait to see if anything jumps in from the other system. Oh, scans towards this belt. So I'm going to load antimatter because if he is in this belt, I want to be close to him. Not well, I don't know where I want to be. Usually I would want to orbit 500, but the ship is big enough that it might not work, and then I would take billions of damage and die. But I also don't want to be far away because he has really long range also. There's Rex here, so he might have been here, but he might have cloaked. Was I in XV? Was in QV? I don't know which system I was in. A Badger just came into system now. Yeah, I agree about Void. I actually didn't bring Void, but I think that's correct. CCP bro, telling me which system I came from. I love it. Trying to repair your mods while you're on your way to a hostile gate is a pretty bad idea also. I probably shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. A couple new locals. You are, bro. I'm warping the sun because it looks like that's where the hurricane warped, but he could have gone to a planet or a customs office, and he also could have warped off as soon as he landed here, so. Another new local. Oh, I said the Maelstrom probably cloaked earlier, but he was still unscanned, so I guess that was pretty stupid. Alright, I might jump back into 6B since this is not leading to much. A lot of time after you kind of harass like that, if you jump a system or two away, you'll get a couple people chasing you, and then they won't have a bunch of backup in the form of the station, and so you can get a better fight, but it looks like they're not really wanting to do that. Hurricane showed up right as I jumped. Hurricane has a tracking computer fit. Harbinger on this side, so we'll see if I can split these guys with aggression. I could fight them both, but I'd rather fight them in the other system. So I'm going to reapproach and hope the Hurricane aggroes me on this side, and then the Hurricane chases me through to tackle me on the other side. So there's Harb aggro, so he can't jump now for full 60 seconds. And I also find out he has a web. Couldn't tell if it was a scram or not, but I think just web, which is good to know. And then hopefully the Hurricane follows me, and I'll get 60 seconds with the Hurricane before the Harb comes in. But he might not. He seems a little tentative. Probably because I almost killed him, I guess, on the station. I'd really rather fight on this side. Generally, if I fight the Harb on that side, I'd be fine if it was just the Harb, but more stuff warping from the station will be able to warp straight to the Harb if he tackles me, and be able to warp to range if he doesn't, and that really makes it harder for me to do what I want to do. Jeez, you guys yelling at me about my damage control. Sorry. Not in structure yet. It doesn't do anything if you're not in structure, right? Yeah, the Vaga's really good. I think Vaga's awesome. Okay, there's the Harb. And there's the Hurricane. And there's the Maelstrom. So I gotta get a move on here. Hope this Hurricane doesn't have a scram. This is too much damage. Like, all these ships project too well, so I'm gonna have to leave. Maybe I won't have to leave. Tracking disrupted? What the hell's that? Oh my god. Ouch. It's probably already Maelstrom, I guess, so I don't really want to get volleyed through structure, so I'll warp. But I can almost kill that Hurricane. Already males are kind of scary because it's like all of a sudden a whole bunch of damage, and then I always feel like I'm safe because the damage stops, and then the damage happens again. So now I'm trying to head back down towards low sec since my ship is sort of broken, and maybe pick off things on the way there, but I would have to go back through the gate I was just fighting on according to my destination, so I'm going to try and go around it. Which looks not super easy. I can go up, like I can go over here. Maybe? Is this a dead end? That's kind of balls. Good. Harbinger chased me over to this gate, so hopefully that gives me enough room to go back through the gate I was fighting on. Just one Harbinger here, and it's a... No, it's the same one. Same one. I probably should warp around in circles and let my shields come back a bit before I try to come back through here, but... Holler. Harbinger's shooting me but not tackling me. No problem. Maelstrom's still chasing. I mean, having tackle is, like, not important if you're usually in big fleets, I assume. A lot of these people are going to be undocking their PvP ships that they use in large fleets, and those ships likely don't have to be able to fill every role, so something like an RD Maelstrom or Harbinger with no tackle isn't too surprising. And also, I think out here you'd see a pretty wide range of experience, and a lot of people that are in a situation where they have to get a tackle by themselves are going to be really uncomfortable, and they might forget about things or mess things up a lot of the time. Which is why I like PvPing in Deep 0-0, because you get a really wide range of people to fight against instead of kind of the predictable same people you see a lot at entry systems or in low sec. So I'm getting chased by a Thrasher here, and I actually want to kill this Thrasher, so I'm going to burn off this gate instead of warping right away. And unfortunately that's burning straight to the Thrasher, which is not good. And he's just going back to the gate because he realized that was kind of not good for him. It's one downside to the talos actually for a lot of ships. Like if I was in a Ferox right there, or a Cyclone, or a Hurricane, or anything really. I mean, a Hurricane's not good because he's going to be really scared of a Hurricane, but with a lot of ships I can actually let him tackle me before I shoot back. I can just kind of align and act stupid, and he'll tackle me, and then I can kill him after he's committed. But with the talos, I really can't afford to get tackled by a Thrasher, so I have to just shoot him right away. Which is fine, it just means a lot of time he's going to have the option to leave like that. Thrasher zone scan again. Totally possible that he's just trying to keep an eye on me for another fleet that I will jump into at some point here. Another cool trick, he'll sit here at 0, not moving like me, and if I overload my top rack, I can one volley him. Oh, he's got a tank. Oh, not that much of a tank. Almost. But sometimes they won't react very quickly there, and they'll just die before they jump, even though there's nothing keeping them from jumping. Someone asked if I prefer null or low sec, and I prefer null now, but there's been times, like in the past, where I've been almost exclusively a low sec PvPer, and I know people who think low sec is a lot easier way to get fights. I think it just depends on what you're flying and what kind of fights you want. I'm leaning more and more towards these kind of skirmishy, multi-system chases, and 0-0 is much better for that. Low sec's a lot better if you're looking for sitting on a gate, not moving much in brawling, like in battleships or anything else that's kind of stationary but can tank a lot and do a lot of damage. So it sort of depends on what sort of fight you want, I think. Couple people here, including the Thrasher. CCP bro, are you still around helping me out? What do you mean, Jarna? What do you mean no tackling? I don't use webs. There's a lot of different forms of tackle. Hey, it's CCP Games. There's a lot of different forms of tackle. This ship never wants to be too close to things for the most part, so I don't need webs and stuff. Ollie. CCP Loxy, what are you doing? Why aren't you sleeping? Here I am in El Buble. Let's see if there's recon ships. These bubbles can be kind of dangerous because I think this is the Thrasher's bubble, but I'm not sure. But sometimes you warp into these bubbles and a couple of recons decloak right away, and you get like perma-jammed by a Falcon and webbed by a Rapier and never get to move again, and that can be a little depressing, but luckily that didn't just happen. I almost have as many viewers as the tournament, Loxy. Pretty good, huh? Oh, music. What happened to my music? What happened to my music? Yeah, I only have 200. Ooh, Hurricane Harbinger. They went around me. Those tricky guys in their jump bridges. So I'm going to fly down this way and try to isolate the hurricane. It's a pretty bad spot. But we can try. Thrasher too. What? Tracking disruption drones? So now I'm clear of the Harbinger's damage. And the Hurricane is still chasing. So I'm going to do half of a U-turn here to bring the Hurricane close. And then straighten back out. And then overheat my top rack. And hope that he goes down. And now he's going to be trying to bail. So now I've got to actually try to chase him. Harb's still closing, but that's fine. Cane down. The Harb's slower, so hopefully I have an easier time managing range. Whoa, 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 whoa. Forget managing range, my ship stopped because I was on approach. That's bad. Please don't get webbed. Oh my god, so close. Hit approach on the cane and the cane died, so my ship stopped moving after it died. The other scary thing about the Harb is he actually has like 25k optimal, so he can do pretty good damage to me at this range. The Hurricane can do okay damage to me at this range, but... Turning around a bit now. Harb isn't even shooting me. Now he is. Thrasher's helping me out. Pow pow. Got them both. I'll hit the loot all button this time just to make you guys really happy. Boom. So far, bro, I think it's like Ishtar and Cursus, Merlin, maybe Rifter, and then Hurricane Harbinger. Which is actually a lot. Yeah, you can kill your shield extenders with heat damage from your micro warp. I actually do have paste, but I don't feel like stopping in a system long enough to repair, so, and since I'm not stranded in the system, I'll just fly back to low sec and rep up. So yeah, that was like really good example of why the talos is super awesome. And it's actually a really good example of why people are tempted to use it in the tournament, because it's so strong on TQ, but it's just, I think it's going to be harder to use it that way in the tournament. Oh, another hurricane. Kane's aggro. Here we go again. Oops, I overheated on accident. It's not good. Damage control. Right, guys? I'm just going straight for him now. Which is maybe not a good idea. Ooh, this is going to be close. I'm not tracking for a second there. Oh, why am I turning? Why am I turning? I need to be flying straight. Shit. Oh, he died. I won. Oh my god. Oh, that was so bad. When you're gonna fly straight at someone like that, don't hit approach, because once they go past you, your ship tries to turn and you don't track. I should have been double clicked straight past him so that I stay flying straight to keep the transversal down. But I guess I'll take it. Actually, whatever, I'll just... Whew. Scary, scary. I guess I'm gonna go back to the wreck for loot. There's really no reason for that, and with people in local I'll probably just die, but it's fine. Yeah, I really do need to get the low seg. Yeah, and I also should have stayed at 24k, you're right, there's no reason to dive, but I don't know, I get greedy when I'm worried about losing a tackle and I know that I've got him. I tend to want to dive and just make sure that I don't lose him, but that was not a good time for that. Okay, so any of you didn't know, right click on your cap and once you're stopped and hit reconnect to lost drones. You get your drones back. Thrasher! So scared of this Thrasher, he can kill me. I'm not really going after the Thrasher, I'm more just going home, and me and the Thrasher happen to be going the same direction. But I'm not too worried about him. Let's see what he does. I think he's just warping right away here. Yeah. He doesn't really want to fight me, so... Everyone makes so many mistakes PvPing at a small scale. There's just too much to manage. It's so hard to do it perfectly. Especially like the second tier. Like there's a couple people who are incredibly good who get very near not making mistakes, but for the most part, everyone else screws up in every fight. Everybody I know, it's just too hard to not screw up. And now Griffin is going to fight me. Jammed by Griffin. Now you know why Griffin is good in tournament. Griffin's faster than me too. Ooh, and Thrasher's gonna kill me now. Die, Griffin. Die, Thrasher. Oh, I got jammed again. I thought I killed it. That's pretty exciting. Maybe this Tyrannus will come and kill the Thrasher. Jam it, jam it, jam it. Oh, I got jammed again. I'm dead. That's so funny. Ooh, Thrasher got jammed. Tyrannus is gonna kill me now. Warp Drive active. Warp Drive active. Ooh. I didn't realize it wasn't tackled. Oh my god. If the Tyrannus is smart, he'll just warp to 0 on this gate because I'll still have aggro. And he'll tackle me and kill me the second I land. But that would be pretty fast reaction time. The Griffin did it, but I don't think the Griffin has a point. Here's everyone else. Let me go! Let me go! Griffin doesn't have a point. I'm away. I have to pee so bad. That's true, they can definitely see my warps pretty easily, which is not ideal. I should be making safes. There's enough delay on the stream actually that if they operate off the stream, they'll be far enough behind for me to warp again. Griffin followed me in this warp, but he warped to 0 instead of range like I did. I'm gonna go downstairs with P. You guys let me know if my ship dies. Wait, I have to push a record button? That's not true, is it? Oops, my mic was muted. Do I actually have to push a record button? On Twitch, it records automatically. Can I push the record button now and it'll go, like, save the whole thing? Twitch recorded automatically. I don't know what this one does. Dude, this is like the best drum I'll ever record, and it probably will not get recorded then. Everyone left local. Where'd they go? I guess you 200 people have been specially privileged to one of like the closest solar rooms I've had in quite a while. I don't really know where to go without dying right this second. Alright, well, give it a shot. A hurricane? What in the world? I don't have stream chat for the minute while I'm looking at these settings. Oh my god. Hurricane decloak first? Hurricane decloak first?
Control your TV. Enjoy thousands of apps.
I can't.
With friends. Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, the ultimate entertainment companion.
Is there a Razu here? That's kind of weird. Wonder if he's with them. Is there a Razu here? That's kind of weird. Hey, I don't have any drones either. Thrasher's coming for me. Not done yet. Who needs shield extenders? Is Pizza and Griffin friends? I mean, Pizza and Test? Try another trick here, see if I can kill a Griffin. Oh, the Hurricane killed the Griffin. I guess Test and Pizza are not friends. Okay, Hurricane warped off. Rifter. Where are you gonna go, Rifter? Straight up? It's probably not a good place to go. Nothing to warp to up there, Rifter. Hurricane back. It's kind of the one thing I don't want while I have aggro on the gate, but someone asked if I have a favorite solo ship, and actually these days I think it's a Talos. It's just so fun. You can see why. I mean, if you've been watching this, it's just particularly good at this kind of fighting, and this kind of fighting is so fun. But there's a lot of ships I like. I like the Hamdrake a lot. I spent a little time, well, yeah, I don't know, Hamdrake. I think the Brutix might be one of my favorites just because I've always been really lucky in it, so I have really good association with it. But Talos is certainly near the top of the list. 2 Hurricanes is bad. So when you land on a gate like this, you feel stuck, but you're actually not. I can warp here, and for them to keep me from warping, one of them has to tackle me. and then that only leaves one able to chase me, which I can probably get away from. So try not to freeze up if you ever warp to a gate like that, because it's usually not too bad actually. Yeah, a Nano Drake is fun too, but Ham Drake is nice because people expect you to be in a Nano Drake and they fly right next to you in Vagabonds, and then you kill them really easily. You can kill like 4 Vagabonds. I'm gonna kill this Serpentis Rear Admiral while I wait for them to move. I could go back at range, that's not a bad idea. I would probably definitely do that, except that my ship is in pretty bad shape. So I'm not actually really excited to fight them. I'd kind of rather not fight them. I have paste. I guess I don't have enough paste for fixing that though. Yeah, I don't have enough paste. Yeah. Ooh, a Griffin. I'm getting killed by a rat. It's not good. Yeah, I'm trying to get down to back to Empire, but got a fleet invite. That's pretty good. Did CCP all leave? Be sad. I'm really doing this for them. CCP bro. Griffin. This Griffin seems to have a really good idea of where I go. I wonder if he's getting his information somewhere. Jammed by Griffin. Yeah, I know, it is late. Well, I guess it's probably like, it's like 10 p.m. It's not that late, I guess. Michael Bolton, if you had joined me, we'd all be dead by now. Thank goodness you haven't made your way here. Both hurricanes still chilling at 0. I just have this feeling that if I jump through with these hurricanes, I'm not gonna make it. Usually I would try that, but I'm faster. I think I could outrun them if I had heat to spare. But I'm gonna lose mods if I might lose my micro warp. I'm already down a shield extender. I just don't think that I have enough time. Like if I had more time, I could get through them. Let's see if I can figure out another route. Oh yeah, I can go down here. No, it's still through 9V. No, it's still through 9V. Still through 9V. that's through APM. Oh, and it goes into Delve. Perfect. That's a dead end, and this goes into Delve. And this just goes back to test base. So I really have to get through 90. It looks like. This is so funny. If I was by myself, like if I wasn't streaming right now, I probably would have just tried to burn through this and died. But I just don't want it to end. Oh, I looted a bunch of paste from those guys. That's cool. But not enough, I guess. I only just now got broadcasted to test after roaming in their space for like an hour. After like killing 7 ships on a test station, I got broadcasted now. This is why I don't repair mods. Look how long this takes. Yeah, I could ungroup blasters and repair as many individual ones as I can, but actually blasters don't have much to do with what's going to happen from now on, so I don't want to take the time. Broadcast what? Oh, they don't broadcast other soloers, but they do broadcast me. I see. Michael Bolton, if you're a diplomat, why don't you like make an order for everyone to clear the way for me? Setting me blue would be pretty funny. The problem is this isn't test. This is some other... You know what you should do, Michael Bolton, is call a little fleet to kill this little pizza camp for me. CEO of Pizza? Nice. Don't kick your Rifter pilot that, or your Thrasher pilot that didn't warp. Don't be mad at him. You really kicked him? Tell him he can join Club Bear. Oh, if he's drunk Scottish, never mind. Ooh, look at all these people. Alright, here we go. It's probably not going to happen, but it's been a good run. Woohoo! So funny. If I had been recording this, like, for YouTube, I would have, I wouldn't care at all what happened now. But now I'm so invested in it, I like really don't want to die. It's so funny. Usually if a ship earns me this much quality footage, I'm like completely happy with losing it. Warp to 100 and they all warp to 0. It's like being in Top Gun. You slam on the brakes and they go right by. A Seaboat Arazu that stays cloaked when I jump in. Rachel?
Yeah?
Don't talk, okay?
How quiet do I need to be?
Not that quiet. So Griffin followed me, but Griffin shouldn't have a point. He aggroes me anyway. CCP guys, you should quit sending people here because I'm going to be dead in a second and it's going to be over. You're going to be mad. You're going to feel cheated. They're like, cool stream, a guy is flying a broken talos back to high sec. Not much longer. Like, I might be done if I get back to Empire. I have soccer games coming up. IRLs. Is this, do you guys know this Iralo guy who's the closest thing behind me? Is it that Arazu? Gunnery skills are pretty good. I don't have large hybrid spec 5 though, that's what I'm training right now. I'm really tempted to U-turn and kill the Irazu. Depends on how much room there is between him and the Hurricanes. I think Pringles is one of the Griffins, so it's not really ideal. Probably get jammed right when the Irazu's about to die. No, they're Tech 2 guns. Pringles is in-game channel as he chases me. It's hard to believe you, Pringles. Because I think you jammed me a minute ago. Yeah, I could put it on a time delay. The problem with the time delay is that then my responses to questions from chat and stuff are like delayed as well. Griffin catching up. I really want to kill you, Pringles. Jonathan G is a Hurricane, I think. But he must be in front of me, so probably jump raged around me. Either that or I'm making that up and he's just a random. Yeah, Hurricane. So if he's on that side, probably a bunch of other dudes are on that side. So I'm gonna hit the brakes for a second. No problem, found an alternate route, it's just 25 jumps. I can burn from one cane, but if that cane got around me, the entire rest of the gang did too, and there's a bunch of thrashers over there as well. Running from people watching the stream is pretty funny. Usually when I did this switch right here, this route switch, I would lose them for sure. But right now I doubt that'll work out. Might be the end. Rifter down. Are you all running? Why are you running? Why are you all running? Why am I still overheating my micro warp? Just, if any of you actually are helping me, I'm not going to behave as though you're helping me. I just can't bother trying to figure out who's on which side during the middle of the fight, so sorry. Well, hi, Pringles. Hi, Pringles. Hi, Hurricane. Oh, it's a Thrasher. And a Razu. I need a lock right now or I'm dead. I wasn't pointed, I guess I should have warped. Oh, Lucy is burning away. Attacking the Arazu, maybe? I'll take it. This is pretty confusing, but I guess they're all fighting each other. Arazu warped off. Hi Tez, I don't know who you are. Rifter Pod. Hey, they're following me again. Or they're following each other at least. Pringles. Pringles is Johnny on the spot with knowing where I went. Shit. Where are you, Gate? Oh my god. Lucia. Hello. Bye bye, Lucia. Oh, this hurricane's so close. Quit going so fast, hurricane. Eek. That's it. That's it, friends. Well, I couldn't warp. The Irazu had me. At least I think he did. He had when I looked. I don't know if he had me before that. That was pretty good roam though. I'm going to warp back to the gate and let you guys pod me. You can have a commemorative Kil2 corpse. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. That was fun. I don't know how often I'll do this, but I think a good time for it would certainly be next week after the tournament, so we can keep that up, and then we'll see how I do. I am going to Iceland, of course, for the following 2 weekends, but maybe we can get this going every once in a while and hopefully have results anywhere close to this awesome in the future. Although that was pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna turn it off. You guys have a good one, and make sure to tune in for the tournament next week, and hopefully more streaming sometime soon. And I'll catch you later. And thanks CCP guys for pimping it for me. Later.